Hello and welcome to Not So Awesome Review, and today we are looking at the Super 7 Ultimates Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Metalhead action figure. And yeah, so going on with the last review and everything, this line is meant to look like the original figures, and this figure, again, he looks like the original classic Metalhead. He has all the great detail. The shell, red gold, is painted on really nice. It looks really good. Mine does have a few places, mainly in the back shell, where the gold is a little scratched off, so definitely be careful with the gold on the figure. You don't want it scratching off or anything. I don't think it's too easy, but it just came like that in the package. Detail wise, the figure looks amazing. All the line work throughout the body, all of just the detail and everything is painted really nice. Again, the gold on the shell and everything is painted really nice, really vibrant, really nice gold. Not too much really to say about it. It looks really good. You're seeing it right now. The figure, detail wise, is nice. The head looks really good. He does come with two heads. He comes with this one where the photo isn't doing it justice, but the eyes are painted a little bit brighter. And then we have another one that has light piping, which has its own issues, where the fact that you have to have the light almost right up against his brains for you to be able to see the light coming through the eyes, which kind of sucks. Anyways, hand-wise, he does come with a couple of grasping hands where he can hold a few things like his grenades or probably somebody else's weapons if you really wanted him to. He does come with some opening style posing hands that the other turtles, I believe, do come with. At least I'm pretty sure. I think Raphael has some of these. I don't know. But anyways, it does come with his fists, which all look good, but again, they tend to fall off. I feel like the pegs should have been a little bit longer on these, because they do come off pretty easy when messing with them, so be careful with that. It does come with the hand with the little electric whip thingy, not a bendy wire, just gonna put that out there. It does bend, but it's not a bendy wire. And he does come for the other attachment, is that kind of copter spinning thing for the other hand, for his right hand or left hand. I just been putting it on his right hand, but yeah, you can do it in either or. A couple of grenades. They are different from the originals. I'll get more into that in a second. By originals, I mean from Rocksteady. They're different from the Rocksteady ones. Anyways, backpack looks good. The deco on it is really nice. It's not a sticker. It's actually kind of like printed on there. Again, we're going to get more into that in a moment here. And for the backpack, he does come with another copter thingy that has a bigger peg that pegs into that. You'll know the difference when you see it. And he does come with the little satellite dish, which, again, looks good, but it's like the cheapest looking part. And again, we're going to get to that in a moment here. And lastly, he does come with his weapons rack, which I actually like this weapons rack a lot more than the Rocksteady one. The Turtles ones is cool because it's like wood and stuff. This one has like all this tech thing going on here. But anyways, let's get on to the accessories. Okay, so taking a quick closer look at the accessories, where do I start here? Let's go with the open hands and the grenades, because the grenades do fit with the open hands really well. Hold them good. I want to say these are not the same that came with Rocksteady. I think the Rocksteady ones are a little bit bigger. The color on the actual clip part right there is, I think, a little bit more gray. This is more like gunmetal, and it's more rubbery. This one is less. This one doesn't really give that much give or anything. You can't attach it to the belt. I already tried, so a little disappointing. We do get two of those, as well as the two holding hands for that. We get the two kind of style posing hands. They don't do really much anything else, but they're good to have. And yeah, you can't hold on to the grenade with those, but again, more like for just posing. And we do have the little hand here with the whip thingy. It doesn't bend. I mean, it bends. It's not going to break, but it doesn't stay. It's not a bendy wire that it'll stay. You can probably wrap it around, maybe, and it'll hang on there a little bit, but it's not really meant to. And I mean, it's cool that they added it, so I'm glad it's there. We do have the two little helicopter drill things, one for the finger right there and one for the backpack. You can see differences in the peg sizes, and they do spin, and they're rubbery. Aside from that, they're pretty much the same mold, aside from the bottom. So there's that. And these top parts, they do pop off and come back on, in case you're wondering. And we do have the little satellite dish. Really, really green. This is the most plasticky looking piece out of all of it, because it has like some weird marbling going on with the plastic. It's not as clean as everything else. Like, this is pretty clean. It's not, you know, perfect, but it gives that illusion of it being a lot cleaner than this one. This one just it's the cheapest looking piece here, which is absolutely fine considering we have the whole figure right there that looks amazing. And then we have the backpack here, which detail looks great even from the front end right there. We have some stuff going on. We have the sticker that looks nice. It's not even a sticker, it's like printed on. So yeah, it's nice. It's matted. You can read the words pizza right there on the two little drawers. Has two shades of green, a little metallic green, and then the nice flat green on there. And to plug it in, you just turn him around, plug it into his back right there. And then you can plug in these little things to the holes. One right there, and then one right there. So it's really easy, really simple. Does add weight to it, which unfortunately with mine, he does have really loose legs. So I have to lean him forward. You can see he can stand with those loose legs, but getting photos for this guy for this video, I already know is going to be challenging. I'm gonna see how it goes. You'll know because you're already watching the review, but not looking too forward to it because of that. And lastly, he does come with this extra head right here. So that is the head without the light piping, in case anyone's wondering. It is, let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit. It is painted a little bit shinier. The eyes are a little bit brighter anyway, so that it looks more alive without the light. This without the light coming through it looks a little bit darker, looks a little bit more, I guess, powered off, you could say. Unfortunately, I have a bunch of lights shining down on here, and it doesn't activate the effect of the light piping, which kind of sucks because it kind of defeats the purpose. To do it, you kind of have to get like your phone or whatever light you have and shine it on there. It looks great when lit up, but I shouldn't have to get that close to it for it to work. It should just work from at least a decent distance. So that's my only complaint about that. I do understand why they gave us two heads, so you know, he looks a little bit more alive than what he does with that one. But yeah, and again, weapons rack. I do actually like this weapons rack more than the Rocksteady one because it is thicker, it feels nicer, and the detail around it looks a little bit nicer. But aside from that, not much else to say, so let's just move on to the articulation. Okay, so taking a look at his articulation, his head's actually already up, so he can look up that much, can look down that much, which isn't too bad. It's not great. He can look left and right and basically all the way around, and he does have a head pivot right there, which works out pretty good. So head, you know, not bad at all. I do like the sideways looking down kind of thing going on there, so that's great. Arm can go about that high, which is not that great. I'm gonna be honest, that could be a lot better. I can see why the armor and everything is really big, so it kind of just stops right there. But yeah, I wish it went up a little bit more, but it does go around all the way. Rotation at the upper bicep, single jointed elbow that does get caught a little bit because of the rubberness of the elbow pad there, which is fine, happens with pretty much every turtle line, I believe. And then rotation at the wrist and hinge at the wrist, which I believe every single figure, yeah, they all have the same kind of hinge, which is fine. He doesn't really have any weapon holding hands. I mean, I guess if you don't count the grenades. Aside from that, there is a little bit of a waist swivel right there. There's like a cut right there, so he can swivel side to side. It's, you know, it's noticeable enough. Not too much, but enough. Legs can go out pretty much all the way forward. I'm gonna be careful here because that's feeling really tight. Okay, there we go. Can kick forward about that much. Can't really kick back. Does have upper thigh rotation. Does have, there goes his hand, single jointed knee. That doesn't do that great, and I'm a little bit worried about kind of those little things. Hopefully these don't break off. I wish these were like detachable because yeah, I can see that breaking off in the future, if not sooner. But yeah, legs can go forward, back, and then pivot side to side. And yeah, the hand falling off, I don't think I mentioned it, but they do feel like they pop off way too easy. Like the peg should have been just a little bit longer, especially with the fist. I don't know about the other hands, but especially with the fist, I feel like they do tend to want to fall off a lot more than they should. But yeah, it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. We'll be getting more into that in a second. We'll just do some size comparisons so we can wrap this up. Alright, so first off, here he is next to the Super 7 Raphael and Leonardo. He does stand around the same size as them. Articulation for all three is really similar aside from the arms. The turtles can definitely do a lot better when it comes to that. And yeah, they do look good together. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna, complain a lot about this figure, but as a whole, with the whole line and everything, this looks great, and I love it. It fits in perfectly. Yeah, it's really nice to see them together. Seeing them together makes me feel a little bit more happy with it than it does when I'm messing with it by itself. But yeah, let's go on to the next one. So here is next to Bebop and Rocksteady, and again, he's dwarfed by them just like the turtles are. They all look good together. Again, I'm really liking this line. I'm really loving Bebop and Rocksteady and the turtles and everything. Design-wise, I can't complain. They do look like the old figures, and it is nice seeing them all together. So he is next to the NECA movie Leonardo and NECA movie Shredder, which I mentioned in the Rocksteady video that some of these figures kind of translate pretty good to like the realism and everything like that. I kind of feel like this isn't one of them. And the only reason is because of how matted the gray is. Now, if you add maybe a little bit of some panel lining or something, might fit in with this line a little bit better. It's not too far off. He's almost the same height as Leonardo, so if you want to mix and match, I mean, go ahead. No one's stopping you. Just as an aesthetic standpoint, the gray does give a little bit of a plasticky feel, which kind of makes it look not as great with these ones, but it doesn't, not fit in good. If those are my choice words. Yeah, it's not so awesome review. It's what I do. And lastly, just for the fun of it, here he is next to the SH Figuarts Mandalorian and the Lightning Collection Red Space Ranger. Both of them stand just a little bit taller than him, and I feel like he could fit into any series here, really, because space robot looking thing, Mandalorian, TMNT robot looking thing, Power Rangers. Yeah, I think he can mix and match. So this figure's strong suit is definitely its aesthetics. The way it looks, the gold on it, everything about it looks amazing and definitely invokes that kind of feel of the classic figure. Articulation-wise, although it's not too bad, I do wish they had found a way to make the arms move up just a little bit more. I feel like the tubes in the back of the leg should have been more removable or something, because I do feel like those are going to end up breaking. And of course with mine, with the weak legs, it definitely bummed me out. It gave me that feeling of, oh, I don't really want to mess with this that much anymore. Now, I was able to get the legs a little bit tighter, and I did have a little bit more fun with it after that. But aside from that, it's not a bad figure. It definitely blends in. It definitely helps fill out the collection. And I do like it. It looks good. Again, there are some drawbacks, especially with the second head, where you have to have the light right up on there to get the light piping through. It's a mixed bag. It's not a perfect figure by any means. It's not a horrible figure. It's not a bad figure. Is it worth the $55, $60 price mark? 45 to 55 to 65, depending on where you get it. Yes and no. I think if you're a fan of the classic turtles, go for it. If you don't have a metal head, then he's definitely a good one to add to the collection. It's definitely the right size to fit in with the rest of them. If not, maybe look into the NECA one, because the NECA one does seem really good, but again, they both have the pros and cons. Unfortunately, I don't have that one to compare, but maybe in the future I will. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the review, and hopefully more videos will be coming soon, and I will see you all later. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.